Hi, have a good day. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Buddy Reaction. Welcome from Ismail and Yasser.
Hello, how are you?
Today we are discussing about a very important news, very important development that Indonesia has take a significant step while disallowing the Israeli athletes to perform in the Indonesia. Indonesia being the most having the most largest number of the Muslim community and advocating the rights and the voices of the Muslim, especially the Palestine, globally and nationally. That's why, keeping in mind the sentiment of their public, they have disallowed the Israeli athlete to perform in the in Indonesia. This might be result in severe sanction or the prohibition in Indonesia, but this is a very significant step that they have disallowed. What you say about this news? Have you heard?
Yes, today it's update that Indonesia has stopped the Israeli player that they are giving no guarantee to Israeli player. They have stopped the Israeli player in the sympathy of Palestine. Everybody knows, every country knows that Indonesia has special affection with Palestinian people, and in previous days there is a ceasefire, but due to violation of ceasefire, Indonesia took this step that they stopped the whole player from Israel. Actually, happened this due to the political interference. This is a political step. Actually, the Indonesia has merged political sympathies with the sports. But the slogan of the IOC, the International Olympic Committee,
Committee.
that there is though no sympathies, political sympathies, and only we talk about a game. And first we review on it, then we talk on it.
Okay, okay. Go for the video.
Influence and integrity in global sports, few institutions carry the weight of the International Olympic Committee. And this week, the IOC has reminded the entire sporting world what real authority looks like. They've issued a stern call to every sports federation on the planet. They are clear: do not host events in Indonesia, because Indonesia denied visas to Israeli athletes for the ongoing Gymnastics World Championships. Not only has the IOC taken note, but Indonesia's ambitions to host the 2036 Olympic Games may now be as good as dead. So the question is the IOC the only body still standing up for the Olympic spirit? Our next report tells you more.
It all began more than a century ago. The year was 1896, when the modern Olympic Games were revived by Pierre du Coubertin. The purpose was simple: to promote peace, understanding, and unity through competition. But in 2025, that Olympic ideal seems long forgotten, because while most sports federations stay quiet, only the IOC is actually walking the talk. The IOC has recommended all global sports federations stop hosting events in Indonesia after the country barred Israeli gymnasts from entering for the World Championships. And let's be clear, Indonesia's decision wasn't just a diplomatic move, it was a direct attack on the Olympic spirit itself. Even though the concern was war, Indonesia went ahead with the suspension even when US President Donald Trump's peace plan came into motion. And despite the outrage, Indonesia is refusing to back down.
We adhere to the principle of maintaining security, public order, and public interest in every international event organized. We understand that this decision carries consequences, wherein, as long as Indonesia cannot accept the presence of Israel,
That single statement may have just cost Indonesia its Olympic dream, because the IOC has made it clear that talks for Indonesia's 2036 Olympic bid are off the table too. And Indonesia isn't alone in this growing pattern. Just days ago, UK security officials denied entry to Israeli football fans for a Europa League match between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Aston Villa, despite the British Prime Minister's objections. Before that, an Israeli cycling team was stopped from competing in Italy, and calls to suspend Israeli teams from European football still echo in various countries. Yet, despite this rising hypocrisy, most sports federations remain silent. The UCI, cycling's top body, stayed quiet when Israel's team was banned. No statements, no sanctions, no courage, which leaves the IOC standing alone. And this isn't a one off. Under IOC President Kirsty Coventry, the committee has shown a remarkable consistency. When asked about US President Donald Trump's policies ahead of the LA Games, Coventry did not mince words.
President Trump is a huge supporter of sport. It will take sitting down and having a good conversation with him, sharing with him our values and where we want to be, and being very clear on the different priorities for us as a movement.
A subtle, diplomatic, but firm reminder that the IOC answers to no one's politics. And it's not just talk. The IOC has backed those words with action. Remember the Paris Olympics? France had banned its athletes from wearing the hijab. Yet, when Dutch runner Sifan Hassan won gold and wore her hijab proudly on the podium, the IOC did not object. They did not debate it. They simply respected her choice. That was Olympic freedom in its purest form. And that's exactly what makes the decision on Indonesia so powerful. Maybe just like the 1896 edition, it will be the IOC once again setting the example for the rest of the world to follow.
Want the facts?
The latest developments.
News that get.
This is very alarming thing that what is happening in the world. Firstly, we talk about International Cricket Council. There happened something that the player stop handshaking in Pakistan and India. Now the politics also involved in Olympics. This is alarming and it's very alarming. Need to address this issue on priority basis, and Indonesia can face as IOC now declare that Indonesia will surely face consequences, that there is a ban on Indonesian player in the 2036 games and Summer Olympics. There will be problematic for Indonesia, and the Indonesia it will create domestic issues. It's true that they have sympathy for Palestine, but as Olympics said, that non-discriminatory autonomy and political neutrality. This is a slogan of IOC. First, when we join a committee, an International Olympic Committee, then a country sign an agreement and so follow that agreement. Otherwise, left the committee and need to address this issue. What do you say, Mr. Ismail, about this?
I think apart from the conspiracy created by the European, I think European made IOC, but the President Prabhu take a very hard line, and this is a very clear their diplomatic stance that they have. They are truly supporting Palestine, and they are advocating and they are promoting their rights. And apart from the sanction, apart from their ban, they have took a very bold step, and I would definitely appreciate his this effort. And of course, this will also affect nationally and internationally. Might be possible some sort of sanction or the ban, as you have mentioned.
Yes, but I want to say that there should be not a hardliner need to address this issue. There is some partial compromise or need to alter this issue. Need to there should be an alternative solution of
I
this
think they
issue,
must
because
take some midline to resolve the issue. But being a sovereignty state or the independent country, they have right as during the FIFA World Cup 2022. The Qatar, they banned the LGBT flag not to wave in the Qatar. So every state is free in their diplomatic, I think, scenario.
sovereignty versus the international community. It's a thing in the terminology that's which is important: sovereignty of a country or international community. If you have a strong foreign policy, if you are engaging the different countries with you, and then you have the corner. But it's true that every country, every man, individual has right to take stance about their matters. But important thing is, should we go with international community, or should alone make alone ourselves, and sports versus politics. It's another terminology. What is important? Sports or politics? If sports is important, then should set aside the politics. If politics is important, then need to sort out this issue.
Got it. I think this is some sort of the mutual aspect of the politics and the sports, and so I personally appreciate their gesture, their protesting gesture to convey the message.
Yes, it's a good thing that the President Prabowo did this thing that he asked about. They will no adequate guarantee and they will no give visa to the Israeli player. Then there is need to understand the United Nations to President Trump that there is the politics spread in each and everything in every walk of life. So need to address this issue and on priority basis, and need to sort out this issue because if Indonesia today is condemning to Israel the breakage of ceasefire, then in the future the other country, as reportedly said that Italy already did this.
Indeed.
So need to address this issue on preferably, and if you will sort out this issue, then the world, then the whole scenario will decide what will happen in the future. Otherwise, the sports will damage ultimately. It's not single country that doing this thing, but need to better sense should prevail and need to address this issue on priority. Thanks for watching. What do you say? This is your last comment.
I think instead of politicizing or instead of discrimination, we should promote peace and we should promote love. Sports are the gesture, or sports are the style to go towards the peace. And we should keep in mind the sovereignty and the independence of the every country, and right for the. I think this is the right decision made by the Indonesia.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, audience. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.